Peace, everybody. It's your girl Zizzo here with Nappy Red and Kirk the Jerk. We are Awareness Academy 411 here with the 411 on whatever's going on that's just interesting in this world. And, we're going to give our take on it and our little educations on it, and just remember this is for educational purposes only. So do not try this at home. And if you do, it's on you. Okay. But now we just want to just keep everybody in the loop of what's going on in the world, and not always the bad news either. Like we don't, there's enough bad news going on, so we like to talk about the interesting shit and the fun shit and the good news shit. We'll talk a little bit about some shit that make you want to go grrr, but other than that, we try to keep it light because that's what Awareness Academy 411 does. So I definitely wanted to kick off today. We're talking about Kendrick's GNX. Yo, I don't know. Did y'all hear that new album yet? You haven't heard it yet, Red? What about you?
I don't really listen to him, really, so I don't know. Y'all gotta school me on this.
Oh, you better than me, man. I'm not a fan of Kendrick. I think he got an excellent body of work. I listen to a lot of his stuff. Think he's great, but not really my cup of tea,
Well, me as an artist myself, a hip hop artist myself, the music that has come out in the last 10, 15 years has just been trash. So when I hear of an artist, a good quality artist like Kendrick or J. Cole, or just the ones that actually make music with some type of substance to it, I'm all ears. I'm listening. 1, for the motivation, 2, the inspiration, and 3, I just need to hear something that's other than I got a whole bunch of money, I got a whole bunch of bitches, I got I got these cars, let me take you away, or you girl on girl. And let's not mention what the female rappers are talking shit about, my butthole brown. Like, I don't want to hear all that shit. Like, seriously. So, like, for me, just hearing Kendrick is helping to give me my bug, where I'm like, yeah, let me get some beats. I feel like writing some shit now. Because it just brings that love of expression. Like, this album to me, like, at first I was like, there's just a couple songs I like, but the more I listen to it, he got some dope shit on this album. And I mean, although there's been other artists that have done it, there's even a record where, and I've done this too. I have like 2 songs, like if music was a person, I was talking to music, or if love was a person, I was talking to love, right? Mm-hmm. So he did something similar where he was talking to his pen, but it sounded like he was talking about his lady, and that shit is dope. Like, I like just stuff with substance, and each one of his songs is like a short film, damn near. And then people memeing the fuck out of Mustard. Oh, this shit is hilarious.
But you know what? Between his album, Drake album, you know who was the winner of all of them? Tyler, the Creator. Did you see his album?
So I did start listening.
And I'm not even a fan of him. I was like, "That's Tyler, the Creator." I started listening to
Tyler's,
it. Like,
low key, he's nice, yo.
I'm talking about he really went in on this album he just made. Yo, it's wow. Tyler, the Creator.
Yeah.
Yo, Kendrick is all right. Yo, don't get me wrong. His album is definitely better than Drake's. That was kind of strong. I think it's like in between. Because you know what it is? You want to put them in both categories because they both separate. One is more like want to have a good time, feel good. That's Drake. The other one is like if you're trying to get educated on something, learn something. All right, I'm gonna put it here. So it's like
and Tyler, the Creator, he's like nerdy hip hop, and I really like that about him because he's just so abstract and so different. Even his beats, like his beat selections are dope too. Like, I didn't listen to the whole album, but I heard a couple of records off it. Listen, people sleep on Tyler, the Creator. That dude is dope. He's dope.
The album, when I said was hot, I was like, damn. I was like, yo, this Tyler, Creator. I'm not even a big fan of him at all, but I listened to it when I was working this morning. I listened to like 5 or 6, 7 songs on the album. I'm like, yo, I listened to Kendrick album already. I listened to the whole thing front to back, and I'm like, all right, it's okay, it's good.
Mm-hmm.
But they're like, oh my God, you know what I'm saying? It's not his best body of work. but it's definitely good. It's definitely something you should want to listen to. But Tyler Creator killed
Now,
it.
I've heard of the like. Listen, we ain't the only two here. I mean, Red sound
I
like
don't know nothing
he's
about none of
quiet
this.
as hell right now,
I
so he
don't
don't
know
even
nothing
know about Tyler the Creator. He's like, who?
I don't know.
He
Did you
don't
hear
know.
about? Did you
But
hear about back in the days with Drake? Was possibly responsible for XX Tension's death.
The who, the what?
who's that?
You know, XXX.
I remember
that
XXX. Yeah,
got killed in Florida. Like he got killed by some guys. They robbed him. He went and withdrew 50,000 out of his bank, and then somehow those guys caught up to him and robbed him, killed him, and stuff like that with an SUV. He had a Mercedes Benz at that time, and they got him. You know, saying he should have walked around with some security though, because he had beef with a lot of people. You know, quite a few cats. And
yeah. I heard. I know about him, but I didn't know what you just explained about his passing. Like he was a smart guy. Like I seen a lot of his videos where he talks about a lot of shit I talk about, you know, which is understanding natural law and universal law and the power of your mind. And, you know, I was impressed to see such a young guy, even though he presents himself as being, you know, the archetype of people would think he's ignorant because he has like face tattoos and shit and hair looking all crazy. But, you know, if you listen to the shit he was talking, he was really trying to free people's minds, like for real, you know.
Good.
And he was dope, you know. His music, I listened to a couple of his songs, but there's very far in between artists nowadays. I mean, there's a lot of artists that are also like underground. Like Logic also released a record. I don't know if you remember Logic. He released another album recently too. You remember Logic?
Logic, yeah.
The white boy. Well, he's mixed.
Oh yeah, okay. He was on Breakfast Club before too.
Yeah. He's mixed, but he's still he's white passing. He's white passing. Yeah, but he's dope. Nah, Logic is dope. That dude got bars, man. He can rap. You know, so the most interesting part about with Kendrick and all that, Drake has definitely showed us he's not like us. He has filed a lawsuit.
He ain't like us. I don't got $500 million in the bank.
He lost. He's losing money because Kendrick decimated him.
That's why I say you need to look at the whole court case.
Enlighten us, Kirk.
It's real. Oh shit! Who trying to call me? They should know better.
No, go ahead.
The reason why he losing money right now is because Universal Records supposed to be that owns Kendrick and also owns Drake, and right now they renegotiating a new contract. And everybody know Universal Records is shady. You see what they did with Michael Jackson. We're not even going to talk about that right now. But back to Drake negotiating money. So because Drake wanted a significant amount of money, they said, all right, we're gonna prop up Kendrick because Kendrick never get this much. No matter how much good his music is, he never become this mainstream like he did this recent time. Never, ever. And he got better songs. And I'm not a fan of Kendrick, but he got way better songs than Not Like Us. Trust me and believe he does.
No, he definitely does.
Anybody listen to him, he got way better songs. But what happened is Universal Records propped it up. They all conspired together to make sure they put it out there more. Even though he lost the battle and all that, they put it out there more. They had bots.
They made it more popular. They made it get more streams.
I thought Drake was just a hater. It got proven. The reason why they did that because they trying to make Drake irrelevant. So now, okay, when it's time to sign your contract, your new contract, we give you
whatever.
That's kind of shady. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not a fan of Drake either like that, but that's still shady because these record labels, they shady, bro.
But the thing is now, though, see, people that don't understand what you just said and understand the inner workings of the business like that, they're still looking at the fact that there's anything that has to do with court involved and that's taken any credibility left that Drake had as a rapper. Like he's not going to be able to recover as a rapper much with amongst, you know, especially Black Americans. You know, I don't know about everybody else.
No, that's not true. You got 50 Cent. You got a lot of, remember, people rock with 50 more than anybody. And 50 Cent rock with Drake hard, so Drake is always going to stay relevant. All you need is this
we'll see. We'll see what happens. Maybe 50 is gonna have to re-endorse him back into the fold. Cause mad people is getting even Rap City had made a comment about he's definitely not like us. We don't file lawsuits when we lose a battle. Wow, that shit is so funny.
Yeah, and that's why I said music. Like that's why I don't follow the music today, because it's totally different. And you know, if like I said, if you battle on somebody, you battle on somebody. They just take it to the extreme now with it. I want to go to court. I want to sue him over
what you think? So what you think about that, Red? Does that take away his card right now, his black card? Because he filed
it been took away his card a long time ago.
No, you just gotta look at that court. You gotta look at what his complaint is. Because at first, off the surface, when I heard it, I started laughing and joking.
Yeah, but this ain't nothing new though. The same thing happened with Jay-Z and DMX. Like DMX had put out one of his last albums, and Jay-Z, it would have been competition for him. So they shifted all of the resources on Jay-Z and not on DMX. So this ain't nothing new, but DMX ain't filed no lawsuit. You know what I mean? Like
Jay-Z and DMX is not part of the same label though.
Wasn't it back then they were, no?
No, they wasn't. Nah, they wasn't.
Either way, my point is that nobody was filing lawsuits.
No, but what I'm saying is, if you're not part of the same label, all right, I'm gonna tear up your label if I could. But the difference is Universal controls Drake and Kendrick's label. They own both of them. So that's a conflict of interest that you prop up one, then the other, because you negotiate money. So it's a clear conflict of interest. I could see if
a lot of people is not following that logic of it. They following the logic of the music, the rap thing, what he's doing and everything. A lot of people not following the court. Oh, he's, you know what I'm saying? He's suing whatever, but they not going above the court, the money, why he's doing it and all that. They just looking at it as, okay, he's suing. You know what I'm saying? We don't do that in hip hop. We don't sue another person or whatever. So
that's not true, because a lot of lawsuits you just don't hear about. What it is that when you talk about
that's what I'm talking about.
You usually don't hear about it.
You just said it.
Like you said.
Yes,
you don't hear about it.
Exactly. Yeah. You don't hear about all the behind the scenes. You only keep it rap music or whatever, and then they'll fight it out in court or such and such and such and such. But nowadays they put in everything on front street now. Everything on front street.
Am I stuck or y'all can see me?
Now you stuck.
Nah, you stuck. You stuck like you smoking dust.
You stuck, son. You look like you was doing something right now. I caught him mid shit talking. That's what that looked like. But nah, like he'll fix it. He'll be back.
Yeah.
But nah,
the fun out of hip hop. That's all. That's how I see it.
I mean, listen, with Not Like Us, I feel like that brought the fun back, because you can crip walk to it.
That was hip hop.
It's fun. Yeah, that's it. And not for nothing, his new album is hip hop, man. Like that shit is hip hop. Yo, he went on the first record, Whacked Out Murals. He went in for 5 minutes and change, just straight going in, no hooks, no breather, just went in. And then he was dropping some knowledge. Actually, in a few of his records, he's over here giving jewels to niggas if they listen. You know what I mean? Like, listen to what he's saying. Like, one of his lines, he was saying, it's better to only have one woman because shit is sketchy nowadays. And he's right. You know what I mean? Like, it's always been promoted in music to have mad bitches, have extra this, have all this money and all this, being up in the club and all that. And no, that's not it.
But that's what I'm saying. We don't, everybody look at it, the music this time, because we don't have options. back then we had option. People talked about drug money. People talked about girls, but people talked about the conscious music. So we had a balance on that. We don't have a balance on that. So everybody's looking at music. So when people say this generation music is bad, it's not bad. It just got a couple of rotten apples there that say
there's just nothing else to get your mind off of that shit.
Exactly.
That's what the problem is. It's like you need to tune out. I mean, for me, I tune out with Afro beats. I will listen to Afro beats all goddamn day, like because Afro beats still has some type of substance, and they don't just talk about the. I love Afro beats, and just the sound. Or overall, for me, I'm just on Pandora. Like I'm just a Pandora. Like I don't even listen to the radio. I don't even like listening to the radio because it got that staticky sound in it. Now I'm used to hearing clear shit. So now when that come up, what up, Kurt?
Yeah, man. I don't know what the hell is wrong. I don't know if my internet is slow upstairs in the office. So what I'm gonna have to do is I'll probably that's a whole different story.
Welcome back. You'll be all right.
Yeah,
we're just glad to have you back.
Like I just was listening to like this weekend. I was just listening to 97.4. Like, because they was playing like the classics. They even played disco. They played 70s. You know what I'm saying? And they got a variety of even reggae. They was playing all that. So they was playing music that I can listen to. Not, you know what I'm saying? One song come on and then I go to the next station and all that. But I like some rap music. I like some music that's today, but I don't know the names of the people, but I do listen to it and everything.
Yeah.
Kurt's over there trying to get his life set up. It's all right. We still
I'm trying to get my life in order right now.
It's all right. It's not you good. But go ahead, Red.
I listen to a lot of drill music and everything. So you know what I'm saying?
I gotta be in the mood for that shit. Like I gotta feel ignorant as fuck, like I want to fight. And then I could put on drill music and like,
but the drill music is the same thing. How I used to listen to Mobb Deep, to Wu-Tang.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But you gotta be in that mood where you want to fuck something up. Like when I'm in the mood where I feel like I want to fuck something up, I'll put on Kendrick Lamar radio on my Pandora, and I'll get a little bit of everything. I'll get some Eminem. I'll even put on some DMX radio and do, just rock that out. Where's my dogs at?
Yeah. I listen to everything. Like a lot of people said this music is all whack. No, it's not. I know a lot of music in the 80s and the 90s was whack. Same shit. They always say the golden era is the 90s. There was a whole lot of whack music coming out of the 90s. A lot of whack music. So
that's true.
It is what it is.
90s was still the golden era though. 90s was the shit. Because that's when we had, like you said, we had that balance. We had neo soul. We had that gangster rap. We had more R&B. We had singing ass rappers. Like it was just a culmination.
See, my golden era is the 80s because we had all of that too. We had the Force MDs, they rap and R&B. The Cold Crush, they even sing and rap. So you know what I'm saying? So we got all of that. It's just like the younger kids is going to mess with what's music out now, because I talk to my daughter, and when I go up there and we driving and she's listening, I'm like, what the hell are you listening to? But it is what it is.
I don't disagree that the 80s was definitely dope, but I feel like in the 90s they had more of a variety of beats and cadences that they started to use. Like I feel like lyricism got stretched a bit more, because like in the 80s everybody had a very similar type of flow. Like when you hear 80s music, you can tell that shit is 80s.
No, you gotta go. No, on the radio, it was just similar. But if you went to Harlem World, Broadway International, it was totally different. You'll be like, oh, what the heck? Like it was music was coming out every 2 days. It wasn't like you was listening to that music. Like in the 90s, you listened to the Jungle Brothers and all that, and you knew that. But with the Cold Crush, Force MDs, it was the battle, and those was making songs just like Lottie Dottie. We was there when they made Lottie Dottie. Lottie Dottie wasn't a record until the 90s, but we heard it in 84 and everything. And
yeah, but there was still more. There was more sampling going on in the 90s, where they took a lot of old records and made them shits hot. Then, I mean, even though Puff Daddy on some bullshit, we got the Bad Boy era. You know, we got who else? Busta Rhymes era with Flip Mode, Terror Squad. You know, it's like there was just so many different just angles you was hit with. You know, not saying, like I said, I'm not trying to take nothing away from the 80s music at all. Like, I know the 80s was definitely dope. You know, I just feel like for the 90s there was just so much more going on. You know, you had Tribe Called Quest. You had Das Effects. There was so much. You even had the what was it, Vanilla Ice? That was more like early 90s, late 80s.
Yeah, that was early. Because just like in like the 80s, you have in 88.
We had Tupac.
No, 80. Look, 88 to me knocks the 90s music out the box. If you just go through all the 80s hip hop, big you had Bismarck, Rakim, Slick Rick, Houdini. Like, if you just go through that 88 era, you'll be like
88
era. Just 88 era.
All right. Well, I mean, see, it's hard for me to appreciate that much, and I don't mind telling on my age. I was 5 years old in 88. So.
Okay,
right, 88. I was what? I was 6 or 7.
I was a youngin'. Yeah. So I was really listening to pop music probably back then and shit, disco.
Cause see, 88 was
Raggle Rocks.
it was the era of the crack era. It was the era of Different World. It was the era of Bill Cosby. So it was.
Well, you also had Public Enemy back then too.
Yeah.
You know, and this was what I like about the 80s is that the music was a lot more purer in terms of it was truly self-expression, and it wasn't just about trying to promote, you know, some type of negativities. Like, they was trying to promote some type of movement, and it was in the late 80s, early 90s when shit shifted. Why? Because they wanted to open up more prisons. So the only way they found it to open up more prisons was to make the music more geared towards gangster rap and just to influence negative behaviors. So we went from a few hundred prisons to a few thousands now.
Yeah, but also back in the 80s, the label didn't own the rappers. They didn't tell them what to do. In the 90s, that's when they
started telling what to do. Yeah,
you got to put this out. In the 80s, it was just real street shit. Like there was no, they talked about. Yeah. It was just real street shit and everything.
Well, yeah, it was. No, I agree with you, but that's what I was saying. Like, nowadays, it's an agenda.
Yeah,
you know, that's what the difference is. In the 80s, there was no agenda except for just everybody's self-expression.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? But now there's this agenda where they're purposely creating and pushing music that's more destructive towards people's their minds, their self esteem, their self-image, you know, and just promoting just the negative bullshit alone. Like, it's sad to see little girls walking around singing sexy red music, or, you know, I see Cardi B. Like, Cardi, I respect her drive and her hustle. But
her hustle.
What she's done to her body is crazy. This is the type of shit, like, you know, you got these girls watching that and thinking that's what they need to be beautiful, and it's like, nah, man. You know, and the records.
But it's sad to say. It's sad to say if some of them don't get it done, ain't nobody gonna look their way. So it's a double-edged sword.
Man. Listen, most dudes don't want that shit. That's just a play.
That's a lie. That's a lie. You know why? Because I've seen women like that always taking with the little fake body. Always got some man.
They ain't taking. They're placeholders, because those dudes ain't really committing to them and marrying them.
Yo, I know women that single that got no work done and all that, and got a boy body. See, you gotta look at it like this. If you born with a boy body,
boy body.
you're not
What do you mean a
desirable.
boy body? Unless if she has a penis, she's still a female. Get out of here.
No, what? No, I'm talking about she got no breast, no ass, nothing. Like she walking around on a cardboard.
Good, then she'll
Ain't
be
too
with
many
somebody
men
that actually
running.
is interested in her.
She gonna have to get the fake booty.
Nah, man.
Big booty.
See, when Kirk the Jerk speak, he say some jerk shit.
It's real though. It's real. Think about it. If she's
Nah,
an iron,
man.
ain't no men going for that. They want something. You're gonna have to show me something. You gotta have some kind of
I'm
attribute.
gonna tell you.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna tell you.
I
I'm
just
gonna
think
tell
they
you
go
what the
crazy
men's
with it. Huh?
The men's ain't going for the body real good. If a lot of dudes that I fuck with or whatever. If your head game ain't right, they ain't fucking with you. They don't care how bad your body is. A lot of them deals with that and everything. But the body, to my people, it comes second. Put it that way.
Yeah, but that's because you're older. But you like people my age and younger. Like we got a decent amount of age gap.
No, I got younger people think just like that. I mean, they like 30 years old. I'm like, they were like, yo, if her head game ain't right, I ain't fucking with her.
Wait, when you mean head game, you
like,
mean or you mean like her intelligence? You say head game specifically, you mean her intelligence?
It's only one head.
Which one is it?
Nah, it's only one. It's only one head game.
Hot Tui?
We ain't talking about intelligence.
He said the head game ain't right.
You talking
yeah,
about
yeah.
Hot
Yeah.
Oh, you
talking about actual intelligence. I'm like, nah, that shit don't matter either. Yo, dudes will talk oh, I want a strong woman. I want a smart woman. I want a woman that knows shit. Then he get her, and then he start fucking battling and competing with her because she's smarter than him, and now he's seeing his insecurities. He want to blame it on her. Like, stay in your lane, motherfuckers.
That happens too.
Go get a goddamn IQ test. And when you dating, you give a girl IQ test and stay in your IQ lane, okay? Don't be trying to deal with a woman that got a higher IQ than yours, and now you get mad and you saying, "Oh, she crazy." No, she ain't crazy. She's just trying to make you take responsibility for your shit. You don't have the mental capacity or the emotional intelligence to do it.
That's them dum dums.
But think about who gonna date a person. I mean, as a man, I'm not dating somebody dumber than me. Hell no. That's
you sure gotta be dumber. Like if y'all got the same or a couple points difference in your IQ, then you're made for each other.
My wife much smarter than me, and I don't want no girl that's close as my intelligence. I want her to be much smarter than me. Fuck that.
Well, see, you're a secure man. There's a lot of young grown ass boys out there that they get intimidated by a woman that's smarter than them because now they want to try to break her down or put her in her place, and not trying to appreciate that she's smart. They're like, oh, who she thinks she is, nigga? She's smarter than you. That's who she thinks she is.
But I only think that's 10% of the men that do that. But a lot of other men, they support their girls. I like my peoples. I see them. They definitely support their girls on if they, you know what I'm saying. If they even smarter, you know what I'm saying. That helps.
I've been through that. Now I've been through that a couple times where dude talking about, I love a strong, smart woman.
Yeah, that's that talk.
And they get with me, and then it just like, you asking too many questions. Like, what you mean I'm asking too many questions, bro? Like, what you?
So you messed up the operation.
Yeah, I always say if a man talks like that about I want a strong woman, they full of shit.
Totally.
I will be honest with you. They full of shit. Because a real man is not gonna sit there and ask for that. A real man, if he got his knowledge right, he will know you're a strong woman and y'all can build together. He's not gonna come out and be like, oh, I need a woman that's gonna help me out and be strong. Nah, come on, man. Get the fuck out of here.
And now it's cuffing season too, because now motherfuckers is trying to double back and shit. Like, hey,
homeless seasons. I call it homeless season.
Homeless
season.
Niggas looking for a meal and a place to stay.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's getting cold outside.
Yeah, and until the middle of May, they're gonna try to break up with you.
Yep. Yep.
It's crazy.
Oh man, it's true though. It's like there's really
you're
these
right.
dudes that be just out to just get their needs met and fucking
And go.
and
And
just
go.
go.
I'm out.
Just go.
Yeah. And that's when they start, yo, you think you all that, you think you this, you think you that. Then boom, you out. And you be like, what the hell?
I thought we lost Kurt again. Oh, he got his life together over there. You good?
Yeah, my hard drive is actually failing, so I gotta buy another hard drive.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm glad you're still back though. So come back in to the convo. He was over there in the zone. I seen him too.
Yeah, I was running tests on my computer. It's cracked. My computer's crashing right now, but it's gonna be good for now. And then afterwards, I'm just gonna I'm gonna have to buy another hard drive. That's okay.
Oh, also, how was y'all Thanksgiving? How was y'all holiday? Like I seen you was posting up, you was frying that jerk turkey. Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna do the jerk turkey next year. I didn't.
Yeah. Which one was that?
That one was my rub that I put on my chicken, my turkey, and I fried it up. Like that's a red special, I call it.
That's the red special.
Yeah, it's a red special and everything. But like I said
earlier,
hey Jasmine.
Thanksgiving is I'm thankful every day because I wake up breathing.
It's Indigenous People Day. Yeah. Indigenous Reverence Day. That's what that is. Turkey Day, yeah.
What a Turkey Day.
The only Christopher we acknowledge is Wallace. We got to give our Native Americans love, man.
That's true.
We doing groovy. Nice to see you up here. Thank you for tuning in, girl. Also, everybody, please go to YouTube, subscribe, share, comment, like. Let the world know about what's going on with the Awareness Academy. And also, if you have your own business and you out there doing some things, holla at us and we get you on an interview so we can talk about what you're doing and, promote you where you need promotion. Like, come on, let's do it.
Yes.
Let's do it.
So much we got to do. It's so much going on, so much going on.
Yeah, new year coming. New year. So it's new stuff we're going to have to get into.
November went by like, phew.
Matter of fact, this whole year went by quick.
The year was okay, but it was just like October. It was like October, November. Like, that's what it was like.
Yeah. How y'all feel about me applying for a government efficiency position with Elon Musk? I'm dead serious.
Go get that money, son. Go get that money, bro.
I did my resume. And I'm actually gonna submit it. It's a shot in the wind. I still keep my federal job though. It'll be a temporary transfer.
Now we gotta
go work for my job. I'll definitely do what if they let me. If you know what I mean? Like,
and then hold up. You see this, Red? He over here talking about his wife is smarter than him, but then he over here applying for some type of technical. You got to be smart to know what the fuck you doing type shit. So
I'm a smart person.
So hold up. So let's talk about Trump doing the taxes on Canada.
The tariffs.
Yeah, the tariffs.
He is going to just fuck us all up with these tariffs, man. Like
he's trying to throw a lot of things out there right now to try to take the economy right now. So when he get in office, he can say, "Look what I did! I'm fixing the economy." Because right now, Biden's economy is doing amazing. Because this is still Joe Biden's economy, regardless of Trump is the elect or whatever.
Elected,
but because Trump stopped talking, remember I told you before, all he has to do is talk, and he could tank stocks. Yeah. Oh my God, there's a few right now. I'm not even gonna mention on here. It's hurting my feelings right now. He got to shut up with the tariff stuff.
Now
I
these
didn't pull
tariffs,
out at time.
I'm really hoping though that he's talking all this shit about tariffs now, and then when he actually gets in office, he'll be like, "Yeah, I was just playing. I ain't gonna do that."
Yeah.
Like
I
I'm
ain't gonna
really
do
hoping that he does that because I'm not trying to pay more money for shit. Like
Nobody can win.
this is gonna affect electronics. This is gonna affect cars. This is gonna affect clothes. This is gonna affect a lot of imports that we get. And people like, yeah, make them pay. No, you gonna pay.
Yeah. Because it seems like he's trying to get America to get back into making their own shit.
That's not a good idea.
No, it's not.
We call a global economy for a reason. The reason why America think about it. There's a lot of stuff here cheap in America than is in the Caribbean. You gotta ask yourself why. It's because we have very good trade deals. So if we want to be stupid and manufacture everything in here, everything gonna be wild expensive. You know what I'm saying? Anything you buy is gonna be expensive. A lot of companies right now, people are angry because now they're not getting Christmas bonuses. Some companies did layoff. FedEx just laid off 250 people. No, Amazon. Is it FedEx or Amazon? One of them laid off 250 people. No, it was FedEx because FedEx.
No,
a lot of their money come from overseas. They have the giant e-commerce. Remember, there's a lot of private businesses that get a lot of their products from AliExpress and Alibaba and all the places.
Alibaba and all.
I'm saying those are foreign companies, and anybody that's getting their product from overseas, he's gonna put 10% on it. So what that does is affect the person that's buying the product. So if I'm
they're gonna charge the person that's buying the product that 10%.
Yeah, that 10%. And matter of fact, didn't DHL plane crashed already, and everything. Like yo, it's getting crazy right now. It's getting crazy.
Already hanging on the last leg because remember DHL used to do regular every delivery they do now is usually international now. Most of their stuff is international. It's because they got killed over the course of years, and now this gonna really kill them because they nothing but foreign.
Yeah. Because I remember when I worked at the Fort Wadsworth, the Navy base. And I worked at a mailroom, and we got Airborne, we got DHL, Federal Express, UPS. And all of this stuff is coming from overseas and everything. And then sending out checks. We were sending out checks for 30 million, 20 million overseas to different companies and stuff. And I was like, wow, like that's how I learned how the government is so much in tune with our money. It's crazy.
He's trying to take the global economy because how it works is if America crashes, the whole entire world suffers, even China. We all intertwine. We have a complex system. We all intertwine with each other. So without each other, we can't survive. They can't survive without us, and we can't survive without them because everything is going to be out of control, expensive. And then what's making it worse right now is that a lot of the jobs is going to computers. Robots.
AI is making it harder.
AI, yes.
It's taking over. Think about
AI. Terminator's getting ready to take over.
You got Elon Musk over here with Skynet. Like, really?
he talks about it. He talk about singularity and talk about the robots can take over, but he the one that's doing it.
This is the thing, though. If they were to program robots to with information just about us, they're gonna make them think like humans. We don't want that. We want them to be intelligent. No. We want robots to actually be intelligent. Let them learn how to think for themselves. Like when they learn to think for themselves rather than being programmed by us, then they could actually become intelligent. Because now they could take all the information and break it down on their own to see what actually makes sense. But if they're going by what humans think, like I even seen where AI is slightly racist. Like how the hell is it racist? Where's that coming from? Because it's being programmed with shit like us. So that's the problem. Like we need to allow intelligence, because true intelligence is gonna do everything that it can to preserve. You know what I mean? Like it's gonna be a preservation thing. It's not gonna be a elimination thing. You know what I mean? So that's what the problem. That's what people are scared of. They scared that robots is gonna act like people. That's what they are.
But Jasmine was just talking about boycotting Walmart. Can you explain that a little more?
Yeah,
I don't know that much about it, but I did see a video somebody put up that Walmart was empty as hell for Black Friday. Because I mean, it's Black Friday now, but yeah, they wasn't getting nothing. Walmart announced earlier this week that it would join other major corporations in bending the right-wing pressure to roll back
Oh yeah, that's right.
efforts to ignore promises they made in the wake of George Floyd protests.
Yeah,
Correct systematic
that's right.
discrimination in their hiring. So wait, explain this, Kurt.
Shit.
They basically they said that.
Go ahead, Red.
That the little bit that I caught, they talking about the gender. It's basically gender race and everything. And I think they taking it out.
They get rid of diversity, equity, and inclusion.
Yeah,
because now it's no longer a mandate from the U.S. government. So now they getting rid of it. There's a lot of them. And you know what it is? I'm so irritated with black people talking about how bad diversity, equity, inclusion. Do you aware that we won't be in these positions that we got because of it? It's not like they handing these positions to us. No, we're qualified candidates that get overlooked because of our skin color. So they was trying to change that. That's the reason why diversity came in there. You know what I'm saying? Because instead of them just going after the old white man and get him to work, no, they're gonna get people that's qualified.
But diversity now, what it stand for? It don't stand for us. It stands for the other people.
They're giving it to everybody. They're diversifying it with people from other countries.
Bullshit.
People from other countries that have a different hue to their skin now is all being included in that. And and it's taken away from. I was actually watching. I mean, it might have been old, but it was like a debate in Harvard with these kids, and they were talking about how diversity. Some of them were disagreeing with it, yet they legacy they damn self. Like, I mean, like you a legacy admission anyway. So how are you gonna be mad about diversity and where they let in diverse students or give them the upper hand?
Yeah, but all that comes from the civil rights movement. When they did the civil rights movement for black people, supposed to be for black people, it was for all people. And everything. That's how Martin Luther King seen it at the end. It was like, hold on, wait a minute. Y'all tricked us already. Technology is a motherfucker these days. So they tricked him to go forward with the civil rights movement. It's going to be for black people, such and such and such. That shit ain't help us yet. So
they added certain things to it, like white women are considered minorities. Gay white men is considered minorities. So when you add those
alphabet people is considered together, minorities.
Just those two, because back then they didn't really have all these gender stuff. You're talking about the 70s, 60s. They didn't have all this. All they had was just gay or not gay or lesbian. That was it. They didn't have all this other stuff they got now. So the problem is that by them adding white gay males and white women that put them as a minority category, we end up getting the crumbs from it because Chinese we're not the majority. So if you added their numbers versus ours, obviously they beat us by a lot. So that's why we got crumbs. So the civil rights, not saying it wasn't needed, it's just that
civil rights
didn't stretch as far as the good. It didn't stretch as bullshit.
I feel like
we had to have it. Let me tell you something.
Nah, we don't need
have it. Let me tell you something. I'm telling you right now, if we didn't have the civil rights, you better research that. If we didn't have the civil rights, trust and believe. A lot of things right now we won't even.
We wouldn't have been able to even go to certain colleges.
But before the civil rights, we didn't need the civil rights. Before it came. No.
Wait. No, Red is making a good point because before the civil rights, right during the Great Depression in 1920s, you know, black people didn't get affected by that because they was already broke. And not even that they was already broke, they was not putting their money in the banks. Like you know that black people saved the car industry. They saved Cadillac. Cadillac was going under, right? And it was because Cadillac was only selling to white people. But during the Depression, they started, tanking. So they're like, yo, we're going to have to do something. And as soon as they opened it up for black people to buy Cadillacs, black people were buying it in cash. because they didn't have their money in the banks. So the whole Great Depression didn't really affect Black people because they wasn't allowed to put their money in banks anyway. So once they were allowed to get Cadillacs, why you think you got mad old people, Black people with Cadillacs? You know what I mean? Because they were buying them brand new cash. They saved.
But we the one that named it. Black people the one that named the Cadillac in the first place. That was our name.
But also when we had the Black Wall Streets, we didn't fuck with white people stuff.
Nah, we didn't have that bank. We had our own bank.
Stuff. That's why I said before the civil rights, we was good. But they seen it that if they keep up doing it by themselves, they're gonna outrank us real quick.
It's almost like it was a strategic way to break us down.
Financially,
it was a way to break us to economically.
We was doing good in everything. We was doing good in school. We was doing good as doctors.
The reason why I said it wasn't all as good as we think it was is because the reason why they even had civil rights and the reason why they had all these different freedom fighters is because how we was getting slaughtered. We out there getting killed, coming home from work and getting slaughtered in front of our door.
No, that part was
mutilated.
Yeah,
getting hung.
Okay.
Yeah, like Emmett Till, like shit like that. With Emmett Till was happening still. Like
so when the civil rights,
it was a double-edged sword. That's all.
Yeah. When the civil rights came and we got down with the civil rights, what happened?
It just made situations better. It didn't make it like, oh my God, it's the most
better
in the world.
Who was better? First of all, when we had civil rights, the segregation came in. They wanted to bust the Black people into school. Now, once you go into school, they tell you their history. They wasn't telling us our history. So we caught the bad end of the stick all the way through. Like before civil rights and before segregation, families was telling their history.
Yeah, that's true.
And you know, they started that slavery shit in the 1950s. Like, I got an aunt that's 105. She didn't know nothing about no slavery shit. Like, she'll tell you a whole different story about Black people in America. And you'll be like, oh, wait a minute.
We talking about like slavery, we mean.
Like basically, people, they said slavery was how you say it, like forced slavery. Really, it wasn't forced slavery. It was Black people working for white people. Basically, just like how we doing now. We work for a corporation. We work.
That wasn't all over.
That's not entirely true.
There was a lot of places that they didn't even know. No. There was a case where dude was still a slave up until
the 1970s,
the 70s.
Yeah. No.
He didn't know.
Nobody never told him.
No. But I'm saying it wasn't world spread. The American spread like they wanted to. Like every Black person in America was a slave. They wasn't.
No, that's not true. Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Because if you look,
even the Native Americans treated their slaves better.
but if you was up north,
you let them buy their freedom. You know what I mean?
If you was living up north and you was born up north, likelihood of you being a slave was very slim. But and everybody in the South, all the Black people in the South were slaves. It was
no,
crazy.
Not all the Black people.
90% of them was slaves.
I got relatives that I can bring on here and tell you, and that they wasn't slaves, straight up and down. It's like I said, when they.
That's kind of hard to debate it because when you look at your last name, that explains everything.
Yeah, no.
All our last names is not ours, so that lets you know that we belong to. Like my last name is Neesmith, so I belong to the Neesmith crust
plantation, right?
Plantation. You was named after your slave master. So when somebody say that they didn't have no slavery in their history and they're African American, they're born in this country, all you have to do is look at your last name. That explains everything. Because then in that case, you should have a totally different last name that has nothing to do with England. Right. And if you have an indigenous last name that's something that's not this last name, then we could talk. But if you have the white man's last name, there's no way.
I don't know, your last name
kind of had to enslave you somehow.
Now your last name Neesmith, that kind of sounds like it could have been something Native American or something, and they just spelled it wrong.
It's actually British. It's actually British and also Italian too. So they got a town in Italy. And
my last name is a dead ass giveaway that my ass is half. But I had my mom's last name when I was first born. I had my mother's last name, which was Span. And
Yeah.
Span is, from what I know, my grandfather came from Barbados, but his family came from Ethiopia. So I don't know if Span, because I think in Barbados, Span is a popular name. I'm not sure. I have to look into it some more. But I got roots in Ethiopia, baby. That's why when I went to Egypt, I was like, "Yo, this feels familiar, man." My DNA remembers it. It
No, but
totally
Red, don't let
remembers
nobody
it.
say, anytime somebody say they, because they can't remember all that, because they don't have enough research. Like, for example, I'll give you a perfect example. My family, I have my uncle lived to be 150, not my uncle, my great-grandfather, his name is Daddy Jim, they call him. His name is James Black Swamp Knight. You can actually look him up. He lived to be 156 years old. You know, that's not even the oldest living person in America.
Nah, there's more. There's more.
171, 168. People over there. And he's from Georgia, and they call him Daddy Jim. And the only reason why I didn't know that he really the age he is, his granddaughter, his granddaughter died in 2002 or something like that. And she was like 99 or something like that. So if it wasn't for her, we won't know that he really was 156 years old. Because when you go back the granddaughter and then you go back to mother, and the mother lived long, and we look at the dates going back, you can see how when he was in slavery, meaning that the generation.
No, it was slavery here, but I'm saying everybody wasn't slaves.
Everybody wasn't a slave. Some people are more.
That's what I'm saying.
Some people come from England that wasn't slaves in England, and they came over here. It was some black people over here, that slave owners, that unfortunately they didn't want. It was a black slave owner. I forgot his name.
I was about to say there was some black masses out there too that owned slaves.
The black slave owners messed everybody up, because before slavery was just 7 years, right? And they get that from the Arabs, the digital servitude and all that. But the problem is, it was a black slave owner say, "No, I have my slave forever. I don't have him for 7 years. I have him permanently." So you know what happened? He won his case in court, and guess what? All the white men all over went crazy, went to court and said, "No, I got my slave now for 7 years. I got permanent." That's the court. That permanent slave, instead of just being for a certain amount of time, because they remember white men learned that from the Arab. The Arab is the first person to do the slavery thing. They started that game first. They slaved white people, and they said white people was lousy slaves. They
Spaniards started.
They can't work in the fields, like, you know, saying they was weak.
Hold up.
But you
rewind. Spaniards was the original dandadas of slavery.
Spaniards, Arabs. Arabs, look at it. Look it up. Arabs enslaved the Spaniards too. Arabs is Julius Caesar. Did you hear his story? How all it took for a woman, just focus on a woman. He took his whole empire down when he was practically was going to be the ruler of the world. But all it took for one woman, just being infatuated with her beauty, changed everything.
That wasn't Cleopatra though. Yeah, he was wanting Cleo bad, man. She must have been something. I seen like stuff about her when I was out there in Egypt. Like, she definitely was the last hope of what was left of Egypt. After that whole thing went, Egypt just went to, like, I ain't gonna say went to shit, because that would just be so foul to say. In terms of their holding on to their past culture and their power before they got completely taken over again by the Arabs, like, that was it after that. You know, but Cleopatra was mixed. She wasn't a full black woman. She was mixed.
Yeah, she wasn't. Yeah, she was more like leaning towards white, like European-ish type, you know. So
she was smart though. She was very intelligent. She spoke many languages and shit, and she seduced the shit out of was it Mark Antony? That was her name.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was interesting times back then. She taught them how to bathe. I think that's what intrigued them about her. Like, she's like, "Oh, you got to wash those, those huevos, man." You know.
But you know, back with the whole civil rights thing, you know, it's crazy. We only, like, for example, you was born not having all your full rights.
Mm-hmm.
So-called, quote unquote, because I always say we are slave to America anyway, white or black. It
Oh
don't
yeah,
matter.
as
I'm
long as you
saying-
got a social security number, you slave.
but especially Red,
Yeah.
you was born without all your rights in this America. That's crazy, and you young. So
Yeah.
just to think, you was born without not all your rights, because civil rights. You was born in what 60 what?
67.
He don't want to tell his age. Oh, he's telling his age. Oh,
Nah.
No. We men don't really care about the age. That's the women.
Yeah,
thing. They don't
yeah.
worry about
I'm look.
We
I
men,
tell
we don't
my
care about
age.
Yeah.
I tell my age because I ain't supposed to be here. Like I lived that life. So
Yeah.
like I tell my age anytime.
be
That's
proud.
what's up, man.
Yes, I am.
But you was born with it. You was born into this earth, and you didn't even have all your rights, and that it just kills me. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. And
Yeah,
even though that, and it's crazy how people always expect black people to flourish and do good. But you remember with Tulsa, Oklahoma, when you mentioned 1920, you didn't mention Tulsa, Oklahoma, because that's when it was flourished. Back
Yeah,
in
we mentioned Tulsa earlier.
yeah,
but
right.
that was in the 1920s. Yeah, 1928 is
That's
when
what
they
was
passed,
popping. But they was getting jealous because here's the thing. They realized how innovative we were, and they said, wait a second, we can't.
in a year.
Yeah.
Yo, they built up Tulsa in over a little bit over a year, bro.
But it was 100 Tulsas. It was 100 Tulsas around America, and that's why I always say that we was better off like that. Yeah, we was better off like that because we was united, and plus we taught our kids what really life was all about.
We was only united because we had no choice. We only had meaning
of
that
course, but that's the whole thing. I mean, if you look now, right, and you see different cultures, different people from different cultures that come to here, like let's say Chinese, right? They all stick together.
Yep.
You know what I mean? They all stay together. Why? Because they have to stay together in order for them to flourish. And it's the same way, but even with the Jewish people, they stick together. They have a system going. They flourish. Spanish people, everybody does that. But for some reason, black people just want to be a part of everything. Like when the civil rights movement happened, right? And then now black people can go into more white businesses. They winded up using that against us because you got the black people that now, instead of buying ice from the black owned business, they're like, nah, I want to go buy it from the white man now.
That's true.
Right? And they did that so much that it took away from the black businesses, right? Then the black businesses went under or became harder to maintain because of that. Then the white people got smart. They was like, oh, so since black people want to feel valuable now. Now we're gonna create these brands of cheap shit and charge thousands of dollars for it, and say because this is the new thing.
New shit,
And once we was able to integrate, we ran away from each other.
Yep.
Because they're so busy trying to be defiant to the white man. Like they wanted that approval so damn bad from being beat down for so long and told that you ain't shit for so long. Now we trying to, subconsciously prove our value and get our approval from them. But like you said, Kurt, if we would have stayed all together, we wouldn't need nobody's approval but our own.
Yeah, exactly. And that's when people started perming their hair. They want to have the hair slicked back, look white and stuff like that. And that's where we fell victim to. We definitely fell victim.
Yeah, now we all up in the web of the matrix. Now we in the matrix of programming and marketing. Like shit, I remember just 30 years ago, it wasn't acceptable to have an overweight model. Now that's the norm. You know what I mean? So it's changing, but it's a good change to some degree. It's just definitely of us needing to have more knowledge of self. But before we go on to the speaking more stuff, because we gotta jump out of here pretty soon. I just wanted to again say to everybody that's out there watching, thank you for your support. Please like, share, comment, subscribe to our Awareness Academy 411 on YouTube. Also, we'll be on iHeartRadio. You can just take a little listen. If y'all have any questions, feel free to hit us up. And like I said before, if you have your own business and you trying to get some interviews, holla. We got you. Yeah. So again, Nappy Red, Kirk the Jerk. It was a great day with y'all again. And I'm Wendy Zizzo, your host, Awareness Academy 411. So peace and blessings, everybody. So we'll see y'all next week, and we're gonna do it again, right?
Yeah.
All right.